Mucositis is caused by chemotherapy or radiotherapy administration. And it's the same process that's targeting the tumor is targeting the lining of the mouth and the lining of the intestine. So you end up with sloughing and ulceration of the intestine, ulcerations of the mouth, which can be catastrophic and life-threatening. It's generally temporary, but the nerve damage can be permanent. But mucositis itself is usually self-limiting. Once the chemotherapy stops, it gradually resolves. Based on the animal model work that we've been doing, largely, I would say that many of the plant extracts have got agents in them which can counteract inflammation of the intestine and counteract the mucositis that's caused by the chemotherapy. I would say that many of the clinical trials have been conducted with plant extracts, and we've been working on grapeseed extract, for example. Along the same line with probiotics, there is some 30,000 probiotics available, all of which have never been tested. So it's a case of trying to find a mechanism for one to try and align it with some of the features of mucositis. And we've identified some bacteria which have turned out to be probiotics because they secrete factors which are able to basically inhibit the development of mucositis. So it's a case of finding a screening system, which is what we are doing, to find an appropriate probiotic for mucositis, as opposed to one which might be useful for irritable bowel syndrome. Well, a lot of people are using complementary therapies right now, but they're probably using the wrong one or in the wrong way for the wrong condition. So that's really what we're coming back. We're saying for this particular condition, then this bacteria is the one for you. And of course, we have got that situation with things like emu oil. We're about to develop a clinical trial to test that for one of the forms of bowel disease. And the same with some of the probiotics. There will be certain probiotics which we would like to take to clinical trial for mucositis, because we, based on the scientific information, would suspect very strongly that they would prevent the development of mucositis. The take-home message is that complementary therapies have got a long way to go, but they are a substantial way of the future. Many of the existing drugs that are being used have been originally developed from plants and animals from many years ago, and I don't see this as being any different. I think that once we've applied proper scientific rigor to some of this work, then we can go into clinical trials with complementary medicines with confidence, knowing that they are likely to be beneficial to you, but they may not be beneficial to the person over here. It's a case of personalized medicine and identifying an appropriate drug, just like we do with anything else at the doctors.